What's up, guys? It's your boy Milano Miguel, back at it again with another video. Today's episode 35 of season 2 of the AC Milan vlog series. So here we go. So match day 35 in the Italian Serie A, the top 4 race is on fire. Milan are barely within the pack. Everybody's level on points. Atalanta, Juve, Milan, and I believe Napoli. Going into this game against Juve at the J Stadium, we have not won a game since the last time we won the Scudetto, which was back in 2011. So there's a lot of optimism with this game. But for me, there was a lot of worry going into this game, but for some reason, I had the feeling that Milan were going to win this game. I don't know why, but I had the feeling. I talked with various Milanisti before the match, a couple days before the match, and I was just like, I think Milan can pull it off. I really think they can. Starting lineup as follows: Donnarumma in goal. Calabria makes his way back into the starting lineup. Simon Kjaer and Fikayo Tomori were picked as the center back duo, and Theo Hernandez at left back. I'm not gonna lie, I did want Romagnoli to start, but he didn't get the start, and Padre Pioli we trust. Benased, Kessié the double pivot, and then we had Salmakers, Hakan Çalhanoğlu, Brahim Diaz, and then Zlatan Ibrahimovic. Now, the start of the game was a bit nervy. Both teams, they wanted to attack, but they kind of were reserved and, were overthinking it. They didn't want to make any type of mistakes. Theo Hernandez was doing his regular job, pushing up the field back and forth. But the first half wasn't the best half for Milan, but eventually Milan settled in and they started to get a little bit calmer, and that really helped them. Gigio Donnarumma was a bit nervy as well. He came out, he made 3 mistakes in that first half, came out too early, just panicked off of his line and was like at the halfway line, and then just completely missing one of the balls that he tried to get to. Brahim Diaz getting the start over Leao and Rebic was a big call from Padre Pioli, but that ended up paying off when Brahim Diaz pulled the trigger and opened the deadlock in the 45th minute for Milan. A beautiful curl shot, mistake from Szczesny for coming off of his line, but Brahim Diaz really did a lot in this game. He was really the focal point of the attacks. And Theo Hernandez, in my opinion, were the focal points of the attacks in this game for Milan. We grabbed that wonderful goal before halftime. You see Brahim Diaz go and hug Padre Pioli, very emotional. And then going into the second half, Milan are elated. Anybody knows that scoring a goal before halftime is detrimental to your opponent. I was wondering if Padre Pioli was going to make some subs, but he didn't. Surprisingly, in this game, we only had Juve with 1 shot on target, which was in the 48th minute when Bentancur made the shot on Donnarumma, and Donnarumma made the save. Milan continued to do their jobs. They were pressing, they were creating many opportunities, and in the 57th minute, Giorgio Chiellini decides that he wants to stick out his hand, and a penalty is given to Milan. The right call was made here. VAR checked it. In front, Kessié steps up to take the penalty. Now, initially, every Milanisti was like, Zlatan should not take this penalty. So Kessié steps up, and sadly, he misses. And I think this was because of his run-up. He didn't seem very confident. He seemed very reserved. And I've never seen Kessié have a run-up like that. But Szczesny pulls off the save, and you're like, oh my goodness, here we go. This is where Milan down spiral. They didn't capitalize on that opportunity that they had to have a 2-0 lead and put this game to bed. Sadly, in the 66th minute, Zlatan Ibrahimovic, who took a couple knocks in this game, his head was bleeding. Sadly, he knew, he gave us that look of despair that every athlete knows when you're injured. And he was forced off the pitch with an injury in the 66th minute. But Ante Rebic would come in to replace him. And I don't know why, but I had the feeling that Rebic was going to be a super sub that we needed for this game. I even tweeted it. And lo and behold, Rebic came to play. Also, after that, Brahim Diaz had to leave the pitch because of an injury, but he played a massive game. He was definitely one of the candidates for the man of the match, but he was not my man of the match. He was replaced by Rade Krunic in the 70th minute. Back to Ante Rebic. This man just... the way that his brain works with the attacking output, when he's on fire, he's on fire. Rebic was left with so much space, acres of space, and it just clicked to him to, hey, let me fire it. He fires it from outside of the 18-yard box, and man, it ends up in the back of the net. 78th minute, Milan 2-0. What an amazing goal for Ante Rebic. What more can you say? Rebic is the guy who comes to Juve and just murders them. In the 4-2 game, he was very massive in that game. Milan 2-0 lead in the 78th minute. You're like, Milan can win this. But, Juve tried to come back, but didn't really work. And then we put the nail in the coffin in the 82nd minute. Free kick was given to us. Hakan Çalhanoğlu whips the ball into the box. None other than Fikayo Tomori gets the goal against Giorgio Chiellini. And it's 3-0, and right then and there that the game is done and dusted. At this point, Milan just need to keep the clean sheet, and a win is a win. Massive 3 points for Milan. I don't know if Andrea Pirlo wanted to sell this game, but he started Chiesa on the left instead of the right. He also waited until the 78th minute to substitute Paulo Dybala, who's known to be a Milan killer. I just think that Pirlo's tactics really hurt Juve in this game, despite, Juve's reactions to the goals. I think the reactions to the first goal was normal. After Kessie missed the penalty, it seemed like they had some hope, but then once that second goal got in from Rebic, they kind of just lost it. And then putting Dybala on in the 78th minute just really didn't make any sense when that game was crying for some creativity. But hey, I am ecstatic. I am happy. Like I said, I was a bit worried about Kjaer and Tomori starting because in previous weeks they've had some mental lapses on defense. But they managed to pull the right strings and get the job done. And I think Fikayo Tomori, hands down, was the man of the match. His defensive efforts in this game, some of the blocks, the tackles that they made. Juve was on us in that first half, and about the first 20 minutes, they were on to us. It looked pretty scary. Kjaer and Tomori were just a brick wall. We just did not allow them to do anything. Kessie and Benacer and double pivot was amazing. I think they had a really good game. They need to continue this for the next 3 games that we have. Theo Hernandez did a great job, getting forward. He put his body on the line. He was getting beat up in that first half. I thought he was gonna have to get subbed off because of injury, but he played his part. Davide Calabria having Federico Chiesa in his pocket. Oh my goodness, that was just beautiful. Like, after Chiesa absolutely murdered Theo Hernandez in that first game where we lost 3-1, Chiesa got pocketed by Calabria, and I love it. Alexis Salmaker is a very hard worker, and he was very important in this game, despite, him not scoring or getting an assist. He was really good in this game. Brahim Diaz, that man stepped up. I salute you. Like, wow, like this, if I can see this from Brahim Diaz again, maybe I might want him to come back for another loan, and maybe we could redeem him from Real Madrid. Hakan Çalhanoğlu didn't really show up in the first half, but turned it around a little bit and was more consistent. I'm still not sure about that 7 million contract, but he got an assist today, so I will give it to him. Zlatan Ibrahimovic, he's the heart and soul of this team. Got this team galvanized and ready for this game. I'm hoping that the injury that he has is not serious, so he can at least play in the game against Atalanta, because I want to go to Atalanta and murder them. If we can win 2-0, 3-0 like we did today against Atalanta, it would be great. Ante Rebic, super sub, masterclass incoming. I already said that. It was also very interesting because heading into this game, we found out that Paolo Belleri would be the referee, and we've usually gotten the bad end of the stick in the Coppa Italia. in the game against Inter, and I think the game against Juve as well last year. But hey, Valeri, today he did his job. I think he made all the right calls. There's a few fouls that he didn't give to Milan, but fair enough. Right now, we sit in third place in the Serie A with 72 points. We are tied with Atalanta, who is above us. We need to win against Torino. We need to win against Cagliari. And whatever happens against Atalanta happens. I really want to win against Atalanta because that would be the icing on the cake. I think Juve are in some deep trouble. They have to play against Sassuolo. They have to play against Inter, and it looks like we are almost there. We can almost hear the Champions League music coming back. Fikayo Tomori will definitely be redeemed at the end of the season, regardless of what happens. Pioli has confirmed that, and I'm very happy. Wednesday we have Torino, so Forza Milan, and peace.